Chris Rock gon' be the reason we gon' blow. Boom.
All right, so the main topic for today is Tyler won Best Rap Album with an album that many have said is not really quintessential rap or hip hop.
Really?
Yeah, that's what some people online were saying. How do we feel about it? What do we think that means for hip hop or future hip hop?
Can I go?
You can go.
Looking at the nominees that the Grammys had for best, and we're doing this based solely on what they were voting against. We're
Correct.
not talking about this podcast feelings about other albums, although we really liked Call Me If You Get Lost. We really did. Looking at the other things that we had in that list, the Off Season by J. Cole, Donda by Ye, King's Disease 2. Wow, we really like that. King's Disease 2 by what's his name? My boy Nas.
Nasir.
I had some difficulty. I mean, SPG can eliminate one of those very easily. I really hated Donda. It's not for me.
Yeah.
It's like, I was just like, what is this?
I think we can all agree. That was the weakest one in the list.
Yeah, I mean, I hear people out here talking about how good it was. But, you know, like, I really disliked that album. I thought that it was ridiculously preachy. I wasn't, I guess, expecting this, what I thought was a cookie cutter gospel expose. I could be wrong, but it's, but because that's what we do here. We just talk about how we feel about things without necessarily any real good evidence, right? I'm just playing. But yeah, man, it was that. Yeah, Donda wasn't for me at all. I really disliked it. But the other three pieces in that list, I thought were some great things. As a Nas fan, I've talked about this before. It was going through a difficult period with Nas, but he seems to have really found himself with this production combo that he's made with Hit Boy.
Him and Hit Boy.
And, you know, he talked about how he's in them. Me and Hit Boy, we the new gangsta.
Yeah, love it.
So I'm feeling that. I think that Hit Boy has done a beautiful job of marrying modern sounds with Nas's older style of rapping.
Okay,
and
I
Nas,
can see that.
And Nas has met him halfway in that regard. You know, Nas
He pushed Nas in a way that I would say that I've never seen another producer push Nas to go to places that,
or at least not in recent times.
not in recent times, yeah, for sure.
And so on King's, I really didn't like King's Disease 1 that much. I've listened to it again. I've gone back to it and decided that it isn't as bad as I at first thought. But King's Disease 2 was a wonderful album. I've really one of the best Nas albums in a long time, especially after the absolute garbage that Nasir was. Oh, good gosh.
But how do you? But remember, this segment we're stacking it up against.
Right. So good point. And then there's the off season. Brilliant. But here's why I give Call Me If You Get Lost the edge. Nas's album was still a traditional hip hop album.
Yes.
It was a traditional hip hop.
Preach.
Right? Drop the knowledge. Right?
Traditional hip hop you got like qualify that in terms of message, sound, like in terms of in what way do you think it was?
It almost like the culture of it. I mean, he spoke of themes that I can get with. He spoke of 40-something-year-old rapper themes.
Yes.
Like, that's cool. 20. Yeah, like I'm cool with that. Brunch on Sundays.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, we want.
Exactly.
Like that's where we are now. Like, this is what we do. But I felt like the album did it in a space that we could be comfortable with. Yes, Hit Boy is a great producer. He ain't a Hit Boy for nothing.
Correct.
And he did manage to get, because I heard people saying that, Nas is doing a song good for new beats, but all that done with. But it still was very much a hip hop album that we know that's just hip hop. We know that them is beats, them is hip hop beats. They're good ones. They're really good hip hop beats.
beats.
And Nas dropped some good bars. On Off Season, I could say even more of the same. I would say to you that Off Season is a really good album that's safe. And
safe for hip hop or safe for J. Cole or safe for both?
Safe for both.
Safe for both. Okay.
Cole dropped bars on amazing beats.
Yep.
That's all that was.
Right. But don't play that. Don't make it seem like dropping bars on amazing beats.
Don't get me wrong. I mean, Daddy hold my hand, and there were some really good songs on that. Don't get me wrong, conceptually. I just feel that Call Me If You Get Lost edged it out by being a little more experimental than those were. That's how I felt about it. I felt that there were things happening on Call Me If You Get Lost that were a little more. I'm sure that I would be criticized, but people were like, "What are you talking about?" It was essentially an ode to an old mixtape. With we didn't know DJ
Drama
keeping a lot of damn noise in the background.
And I know you hated that. See, it's funny hearing you say this because I know initially you weren't.
No, I wasn't about that.
You weren't. No, you weren't all aboard the Tyler Call Me If You Get Lost hype train. You weren't.
No, I was not.
Yeah,
I wasn't on the hype train at all. So imagine I come now and say this because I didn't want to hear DJ Drama. It's just as annoying as the men that just be talking during a dub. You go into effect and the man's like, "Oh, hear this now."
All the levels turned up. All the levels turned up.
And I'm like, can you please stop talking? Can the music play? Right. But I just over time came to feel that album was doing something a little more new, a little more fresh.
So interesting hearing you say that because I felt like you would have never felt that way about the album. As an older hip hop head, as someone who's been listening to hip hop way longer than me, and I think okay, so for me, Call Me If You Get Lost resonated on a lot of levels, and I am really happy that it won because I did not think it would win. I felt like one of the heavy hitters, one of the guys that are heavy in the hip hop space. I mean, let's be real. Tyler has been experimental for a long time. Yeah. With Igor, with all these different things, he's been super experimental, and he's been accused of not being hip hop. I mean, most notably, DJ Khaled, like being beside himself because, or saying that, or questioning why Tyler would have a #1 record over him. And of course, Tyler in his Tyler way just, gave him the big FU. Because he won the Grammy.
What DJ Khaled is upset because he went to the $3 store and buy a cookie cutter to make songs?
Yeah, well, or that he had a record and he put everybody on it, all the biggest stars on it, and Tyler still did more units than him.
That's what I mean. Like you thought that you had a surefire top album.
Yeah, correct.
Because
he had
as
the
opposed
rubric.
to it being because Khaled's albums are not about art.
No, they're not.
They're about hits.
They're about making hits. They're about putting all the. It's really a hit formula. You get the most trendy.
I mean, maybe he didn't get them from the $3 store. Sorry, maybe he bought them from Dwellings. I don't know.
Yeah, But I guess for me, the reason why I think Tyler winning is so important for hip hop as a genre on a whole is because it goes to show that hip hop has transcended. I know we say this, but still, then when you look at the people who dominate the awards, it's still very many. It's kind of to me like how they have Marley's winning best reggae album all the time, and then most recently, I think for this Grammys, this white reggae group from I don't know somewhere in the
I don't
West.
think that's the first time that the white group has won a reggae.
No. But I know,
but I know it had the same similar impact.
It's a similar impact because people were questioning that, and then I think it was Protégé or somebody coming out and saying, "No, these guys have been active in this space. They deserve this. They've put together the best body of work." And I feel like him doing that then opens the door for like more breadth in the hip hop, not just the sound, but the content. Because if you listen to Call Me If You Get Lost, literally it is, I mean, I know it has like this meta narrative about, you know, going through the world and, you know, seeing and exploring and stuff like that. And then the actual narrative is more about him and his threesome, trouble type situationship that he had, which he spoke about on Wiltshire and that type of thing. But his approach to it, you know, his lyrics, a lot of things about Tyler are very anti what you would expect from a hip hop. It's not all about being hard. It's not all about bravado. Well, I mean, it's about bravado, but it's about bravado in like a nerdy way or like a geeky way. Is intellectual.
You heard him before. He said himself he's a goober.
He's a goober. You know what I mean? You know, he's a guy that wears high socks and golf shoes, golf LaFleur, and he does his thing. And it kind of like, to
He's
me,
on the beach in a fur hat. Did you hear him?
You understand what I'm saying?
You heard him on the song with with 21 Savage and
Pharrell.
And Pharrell.
And Pharrell, love it.
You seen the video to that, right?
Of course. It took 2 years to make.
Awesome.
Awesome. So I don't know. I feel as if
Fire,
you know, right? I feel as if like this is so important for hip hop because it's, I guess in a weird way, a lot of these hip hop artists are still playing it safe. Even like Migos and stuff like that. That still kind of fits the realm of 21 Savage. These guys still fit the kind of like mold that you consider when you think of a hip hop artist. Oh, you gotta be hard. You gotta talk about strip clubs.
You know, Savage has been impressive to me. I mean, I don't think he's that great as a as a floster, if to call it that. A floster. Yes.
Savage from the Savage. Impressive from the perspective of lyricism.
I shouldn't say impressive. I should say that I have been more pleased with his work, yes, lyrically, especially on recent songs that he would have had, like where he had J. Cole cameoing. Those more conscious songs, if persons would call them, because he was rapping about some strong concepts. Mm-hmm. In like two of his recent releases, and I feel like that has got him some more recognition from more serious artists.
I'm torn on Savage.
Yeah, I mean, well,
I'm really torn on him because I don't know because from what I've witnessed, like artists can go into a zone and they can wax poetically about a certain topic, but it doesn't mean that it's genuine. You know, and I think that in itself is kind of.
So when Savage dropped a lot, that's what it was called, right?
Which one is that? That's the one with J. Cole.
Yes. You didn't believe it?
That's what I'm saying. I'm torn. I don't know. I don't watch enough of his interviews. I've not listened to a body of work to feel as if, you know, like I can feel like it was authentic what he said. Because I watch.
It's a great song.
You know, it's a great song. I've watched interviews and I know he's very street. He's a very, very street guy, an artist. He says I stay in the street. He says that. I stay in the street. Yeah, and if you on the block, you gonna know that on the block men is get killed. So don't come on the block if you're willing to get killed. You know what I mean? So it's stuff like that I'm not thing. But back to Tyler. Tyler, in my opinion, is a breath of fresh air, and I'm super happy that he would have won that because he is a self-professed rapper. That's him. And to be a rapper doesn't mean that you need to pigeonhole yourself into doing cookie cutter stuff. You can do everything outside of that. You know what I mean? Just like how people on Doja and tell Doja she ain't a rapper and got her real tight. You saw this?
What?
People told Doja she's not a rapper.
Oh, right. Yeah, that nonsense.
And she was defending herself saying she was a rapper.
Right.
I don't really know what it is. But what I'm saying is
she a rapper?
In my opinion?
Yeah.
I mean, anybody who's rap is a rapper, no? I'm a rapper. If I drop a rap right now, I'm a rapper, no?
No, you dropped a rap.
Oh, man. But so wait. So if I rap on this microphone right now, which I won't, because, you know, come on, you can't handle that heat. I'm not a rapper? So what makes you a rapper? You go to rap university? What makes you a rapper?
Well, to me...
What makes a person a rapper?
Well, you can't be a rapper unless you've rapped more than once.
Unless you rap more than once. So if I rap twice, I'm a rapper?
I'd give it to you then.
You give it to me then? Oh, shit. I gotta rap twice to be a rapper. The woman's a rapper. Was Lauryn Hill a rapper?
Yes.
Exactly. But most of
She
her
was
body of
she's
work
a singer. She was a singer too.
is Mahalia a rapper? I consider Mahalia a rapper.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying? So I consider my son a rapper. He raps about dinosaurs and shit like that. But he's a rapper. He might not be rich.
Well, I just oh my god. Yeah. And like you better push that little man. Make that bread. Nah, seriously. And I think she's a rapper too. Like I'm just being, I'm just trying to see, I'm just being a devil's advocate.
where this thing goes.
Where this thing goes. Nah, I think she's a rapper. Like what was the issue? One of the difficulties I have had with persons is that, like, take for instance, I recently told Trezalé.
Trezalé.
Yeah, because he's,
I'm Mexican. I'm from. That's me. I'm Trezalé.
I'm Trezalé. I'm gonna stop.
Yeah, you stop.
I'm offending a lot of people right now. What I'm saying is that, of course she's a rapper. Like just because she may be rapping that kind of bubblegum kind of rap, doesn't mean that it isn't rap.
Of course, it's rap.
And I think that one of the difficulties that we've always had in this genre of hip hop is persons claiming that something is real hip hop as if there is some type of like gold encrusted, diamond surrounded sieve. Or I ain't using filter. Right, I using the Bajan term, a strainer, right? A strainer that you got put all the rap people in there, so and some of them don't come out because they ain't real. They ain't wearing enough chains.
I know,
right? And they ain't talking about the car, no up on the car. Listen to me, it's garbage. The genre will die if it can't expand and broaden, and it has expanded
and evolve,
and it has done that, and that's why the genre is the most popular music on earth at the moment.
Yeah,
it isn't because it has remained what Lord Jamar would want it to remain. So now that may seem like a conflict of interest. Sorry, not conflict of interest. That may seem like a contradiction, given that I earlier made some comments about traditional hip hop and so on. I don't know if it seems like a contradiction.
That's the magic of recording. We got it all. but no, I see. No, but I totally get where you're coming from, and I guess I wonder that's like how, and I may not be a fan of mumble rap, but I don't discredit it as rap.
Well, mumble rap has been around so long now that people don't even call it
mumble rap anymore.
It's just what rap is.
It's just
one of the genres.
It's just
a style
within the greater rap group.
Yeah.
And so just because it's not my taste, is you can't discredit it. So in my opinion, that's why, not to bring it back to Drake, that's why I feel like this album, even though people are calling it dance, because who was it that came out?
I know.
Irv Gotti came out and said that Drake's album is dangerous because it's gonna cause hip hop to die. Yes, Irv friggin' Gotti. Him.
Whatever.
Who's that? Yeah. He said it's gonna cause hip hop to die. I'm like, what are you talking about, bro?
Who is Irv Gotti when he's not in a strip club? Listen to me.
Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
It's ridiculous because people have been doing all kinds of, I guess he's saying that because he doesn't want one of the most popular hip hop artists of all time to make something that is different.
Right. So Drake is the anchor. I guess his take on it is that Drake is the anchor and the talisman? I don't know.
Drake is not the anchor. That is garbage.
No, but
if
from
he
a
thinks
world scale,
then he's
is.
garbage.
No, but from a world scale, he is.
No. Drake is not the anchor.
Who's the anchor? Or there is no anchor.
There's an anchor.
We floating, you see.
No, we didn't. We are not floating.
We're not floating. Who's the anchor?
I know the anchor is Cool Herc. The anchor is like the Sugar Hill Gang. The anchor is the original embodiment of what hip hop is.
But
what
who knows about that?
You don't have to know about that. The elements that came out of those groups still exist in modern hip hop to this day. They're what make hip hop what it is.
But Drake, he is to the masses who may not know the history of hip hop, the embodiment of what hip hop is.
Yes, and I'm saying
you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I do get what you're saying, because that's why I don't think that he's the anchor. I think that he is currently the they're the mast? No, what is the thing? Wow, I'm really getting old. What is the thing that sticks off the front of the boat?
I don't know. I was
Well,
never into boats. Boating was never my thing.
Well, maybe, I don't know. What's that thing that sticks off the front of a ship? You know, like has like
Hull?
you know-
Not the hull.
Oh my god, the hull is the side of the ship.
I am not a boaty guy. What do you want me to tell you? I'm not a boaty guy.
Okay, okay, so okay, so
The stern?
that's one side.
Oh my god, I'm
Oh my
done.
God.
I'm
Thing.
done. I'm the one offering suggestion here.
Oh my gosh.
God, I'll be descended into
Well, I
into
can't.
boat dynamics.
Wow, did we really just tell people that we don't know that the thing at the front of a ship is the figurehead?
Oh wow, that's what it's called.
He's currently a figurehead for hip hop. I think that that Drake is on the forefront of what hip hop is. So when someone comes looking for what hip hop is, they're going to see Drake.
So you're agreeing with me?
He's not the anchor of it.
Oh my god. Okay, no, he's not the anchor. He's the figurehead. Isn't that worse? Isn't that worse? Actually, he's the first thing you see.
Yes,
Correct.
Yes.
That's even worse.
Oh, you mean in terms of what Irv Gotti was
In
complaining
terms of
about?
what Irv Gotti was complaining about.
Well, I understand that, but Irv needs.
I'm
to,
on Irv Gotti's payroll. Full disclosure. No, really. No, seriously. I just feel like, that I get what he's saying. I do get it. It's foolishness. It's fluff, flarn, and lint in pocket. But I get it. I totally get it. But I think it's nonsense because he's an artist. He should be allowed to express himself within the genre. And I don't know. Do we need genres? Why is that important? Why do we need to categorize music?
Well, maybe there is a greater significance to hip hop as a genre than we may understand because we weren't originally there. Don't forget that hip hop has a root in social commentary and consciousness about the Afro-American condition. Maybe there are persons who hold that extremely sacred. It would explain why there are some people who are like the old heads of hip hop who are very upset that hip hop has become or for a long time has done this thing where it glorifies maybe like money, riches, women, the acquisition, the chasing of and the attention of women, that kind of thing. There are other persons who will tell you, but that's always been a part of hip hop because essentially hip hoppers are the new rock stars. And shows what is more of an example of music at that grander scale than this is just a reality. Sex, drugs, and the music itself. It is unfortunate, but that a lot of the music brings all of that with it.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is that for some people, if the hip hop grew out of a space where it was a voice for Afro Americans to talk about their plight, and it's kind of weird how my ignorance. I know I'm digressing slightly, but it's kind of weird how my ignorance of the kind of things that Afro Americans had to deal with. I didn't understand how significant the things that were being rapped about were
to their experience.
To their experience.
Yeah, correct.
As a younger man, 16 years old,
living in Barbados,
listening to hip hop and hearing these men talking about, copulate the police. I didn't. Sorry, I know that was horrible. That wasn't significant. So maybe for a person like Irv Gotti or maybe other persons, they see moving away from that, and they feel very, very, very
threatened.
Passionate. I don't know, passionate about that.
But what does that mean? Mos Def most notably has said on a skit. I think it was Black on Both Sides. I know I'll be corrected and flamed or whatever. But he said hip hop hip hop is not like some giant living in the hills. Hip hop is us. Hip hop is like whatever is happening in society.
Exactly.
It's whatever. And
It's whatever. And I mean, so you were saying, do we need genres?
do we need? Because it's often this thing, he's not this and that's
He's
not
that.
that.
It's nonsense. Listen to
What are
me.
you talking about?
Listen to me. What is, if you strip it all the way down, what's hip hop? Hip hop is a rhythmic recitation of words that rhyme at the end of like we're potting out in the middle of the forest.
Yeah, we're in the wilderness
We're in
potting
the
right now.
wilderness right now.
Yeah, I love it.
We'll be back in we'll be back in 40 days. Yeah, like if you break it all the way down,
Yeah.
isn't it rhythmic recitation of words that rhyme at the end?
Ish.
Okay.
Yeah.
And to me, as long as you're doing that, it's rap. It don't matter how you do it. Technical difficulties. Right, so we were saying, right? We don't even know what we were saying. Yeah, hip hop. Here's my thing.
Yes.
I love experimental hip hop. But I don't always like it.
Ooh, I like it. Okay, so you love it, but it doesn't always resonate with you enough that you feel moved by it. So was Tyler that thing for you then?
At first, yes. I mean, but not so much. I mean, Tyler's album was still a good rap album. Don't get me wrong. Like, there was a fair amount of traditional hip hop in there as well.
But you do know that he put DJ Drama on there for the hip hop heads.
Yes, I am aware.
That's the weirdest part, and I like, you come
in and get lost.
We all got our toes out too. We on a yacht. You kidding me? I don't know. I felt that worked.
Yeah, I know you felt it worked, and I was like, eh. And I mean, apparently other people thought it worked too, because then D-Day had DJ Drama on it, and I was like, oh my god, is this a new trend?
Oh, that is from Dreamville.
Yeah,
it had DJ Drama.
Yeah.
Cha, the man bookings just like went up in a one. I know, right?
Right.
The guy that brought us Jack Harlow. Don't ever forget.
Ah, boy.
I know.
Right. There's a song with Jack Harlow and Drake that I actually am really pleased with Drake's lines on that song.
God,
like he's actually
we can't make this a Drake episode because I gotta agree. The Drake's verse in that.
All right. So that was a segue. Are you ready? You ready? Come again.
Yes. Yeah. Let's segue. Let's do that thing.
Right. Anyway, no. So seriously, I think that the genre would die if there wasn't experimental hip hop. That's why I love it. I think that it is necessary for the life of the art form. I disagree with hip hop heads that think that it must remain only what it is that I Still Love Her puts on her IG page. And I really like her IG page.
Her IG page is like
awesome. And don't get me wrong, she has such an amazing appreciation for hip hop.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But she's very into a particular type of
hip-hop,
New York hip hop.
yeah,
right?
yeah,
And
yeah.
don't get me wrong, that's my type of hip hop too.
Correct.
However, without experimentation and movement, then that's gonna get boring.
What about you? Let's reach out. Let's reach out to I Still Love Her and ask her if she wants to phone in and be on our pod. I think that'd be dope.
Doper than that.
Yeah, I know. That'd be sick,
that'd be
right?
some dope. So
You need to stop listening to It's Almost Dry. You really need to stop listening to that.
So at the end of it, your take. So my take is that can you call me if you get lost? Deserved the Grammy nod, but by a slim margin over
King's Disease 2.
You put King's Disease 2 second?
In the second spot, yeah. Because I felt there was way more experimentation in terms of the beats and the actual, just the music.
Than the off season.
J. Cole's the off season, yeah.
Interesting.
For sure. J. Cole's beats were quite similar, but I felt like Hit Boy was able to like run you through, even when you talk about Sunday Brunch, even that little segue into that song, like it took you through the emotions, right?
Yes.
J. Cole was like more, I don't know if
it was just the same.
It was
the same, right?
I
through.
mean, the beats are
the
different. Yes.
Yeah, and the beats are amazing.
And the beats are really good, but it's
the same type of beat right through.
All the
because
way
it's the
through.
same, because the album has the same sound right through.
Yeah.
So fair enough. Fair
You
enough.
get what I'm saying?
Okay, so you your opinion to end.
My opinion to end is that I want to meet Tyler, the creator. No, seriously, I'm a big Tyler fan, but no,
Yeah, I like Tyler a lot though.
my opinion is that I am happy he won the Grammy, and I am all for this experimental hip hop. But I tend to agree with you. I don't always love it, and this was a perfect storm.
Like it, right?
Sorry, right, exactly.
So I guess what I kind of not to take it again, but right, I was saying that.
Yeah.
The reason I love it is because I think it is so healthy for the art form.
Correct.
But that doesn't always mean that I want to listen to it.
Yes, exactly. And that was much the same when we talked about Kendrick's album, the jazz album. It was the jazzy one.
You mean
To Pimp
a Butterfly?
It's To Pimp, right? That we felt was okay, but like
I mean, it was a great work of art.
Right, exactly.
But it wasn't like I guess I was hyped like after Good Kid. Whew, come on. Whew.
An album could like go double classic.
Like
You could go 2 times classic. Just like how you go 2
like-
times platinum.
It wasn't even classic B. It was ancient
It was ancient, bro. Yeah, it was like,
and modern. Anyway.
I like what you did there. I like what you did there.
I mean, I have had to confess to people that I really didn't like To Pimp a Butterfly as much
Yeah.
as those at all.
Yeah.
In the grander scheme of things, it was an amazing piece of work.
Yes, it was. And where he went with it, you have to appreciate where he went
like
with it, right?
conceptually, that thing was off the chain.
So my take on Tyler is like, this was a beautiful situation where an artist because this was Tyler's rap album in his way. He's done very out there experimental stuff, but he focused, and this is his type, Tyler's type of rap album that he created. And maybe out there for us as hip hop listeners, but for Tyler it really wasn't. Just to put that out there. He's been doing some really experimental stuff, but so for me, I think that it all came together, and I think it is well and just deserved. And I think that we'll look back on this album and be like, yeah, that is one. I think it's gonna age really, really well.
Ah, boy, so
Really,
you can
really
crack it open in about 4 years and sniff the top.
So Tyler, you get from the Wireheadz podcast.
Chris Rock gon' be the reason we gon' blow. Boom.